It's finally here. We're finally getting some sort of bullish price action from Bitcoin. We flipped above the $94,000 area of resistance, flipped it into support, and we're actually getting ready to test the EMA 200, which is incredibly important. The reason why this is incredibly important is because generally when you're looking at charts as far as sentiment goes, at least for me, I like to see each candle, all the candles above the EMA 200 on the daily. Plus market sentiment. When we talk about market sentiment, it's just basically me reading all the comments on all the various social media platforms to see what you guys are thinking, because market sentiment definitely does play into it. We are also going to talk about what's happening with the crypto market legislation, because the banks are pressing hard against your ability to obtain yield, because they don't want to pay it. And the reason why they don't want to pay it doesn't make sense for them, because everything impacts their bottom line. And this is why people talk a lot about corporate greed. People talk a lot about corporate greed is because the guys at the top are making a whole lot of money, which yes, they do deserve to make a whole lot of money. But when you stop listening to your customers and you stop taking care of your customers, that's where it gets problematic. And that's a whole nother story as to why America is where it is today, and why a lot of the practices that we see on social media and just the current workforce. And that's another reason why AI is taking over, because these big companies and these big services, they don't care about you. They don't care about you as a customer. They just care about their bottom line. And it's a really, really sad thing to kind of watch how America has fallen in that aspect. But we'll get into that later. Anyways, welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto, every single day. I'm WendyO, and make sure to like, drop a comment, subscribe, repost, depending on where you're watching this. Nobody on X could see me, of course, because that's how their algorithm works now. Absolutely amazing. But we're going to keep going and get into it. And thank you to everybody who's watching me on YouTube. I'll probably start streaming on TikTok again. It kind of depends. It's a mess over there. It really, really is. It's sad. It's really, really sad what's happened, considering the job market. And I know there's a lot of people on X that like to talk about, oh, the brain rot, this and that. Unfortunately for them, it's their algorithm, because that's the type of stuff that they look at. TikTok is actually a great place for information, but you know, they're kind of destroying that app from the inside. But anyways, let's take a look at the markets, because really that's all I care about right now is making money, just so that I can live a better quality of life, so I can continue to donate more and take care of my family, because that's what life is about. Big shout out to our channel members over here. Thank you so much, Lawrence, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. Shout out to Dale, to Gumby, to Legend, to Music, to Mike, to Gorgeous Alexandra, to Legend. Who else is here? Who else? Mr. R. And yeah, everybody else watching me. I'm going to try to get through this kind of as fast as I can. And we're just actually going to hide you, because I don't feel like dealing with you. And shout out to Texas Exotic. And also too, like, if you guys have emotional problems, you don't need to take it out on me. If you're having problems with life, go talk to a therapist, take accountability for your actions, those types of things. And that's another problem we have with society. I know that it's super frustrating, but a lot of people like to take things out on other people instead of looking within themselves. And I'm guilty of that too. I do that all the time. And yeah, I was super late today. I was super late today primarily because I felt like it. And I was dealing with a lot of things, a lot of things. Shout out to Lawrence. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It took me 5 minutes to get ready today because that's been a day. But anyways, taking a look at Bitcoin, this is what we're talking about. This is the big chart that we like to look at. There we go. We actually broke above $94,000, which is important. We're retesting. I think that's the EMA 100. Yes, I changed the colors. And then the green one is the EMA 200, about $100,000. So we had a really, really nice move up. And this was something that I was looking for, was to get confirmation there. So I want to make sure we get that close and continue to build some consolidation. So this is good. It's absolutely wonderful. The markets are reacting well. Everybody is happy. I don't know what the hell this is, but that's up. It dashes up. Privacy pump is up. All kinds of stuff is up. So this is really good. I'm really, 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 really happy to see it. As far as some of the other cryptos, Ethereum's at 3,300, Solana 145. They posted something really interesting on their X. They're attacking another project. So I guess shout out to the Solana Foundation. They unfollowed me like a year or two ago, which was really funny. This industry is so bizarre to me, but I digress. But Solana's at 145. Good for them. Yeah, all these charts are, look, we're all hitting our areas of resistance, all kinds of stuff. XRP is the only one, actually XRP is lagging today. It's kind of lagging behind everything else. And there's an XRP announcement coming. I got that for you guys in a little bit. Just taking a look at Chainlink. Chainlink is up. ADA's up. I'm getting Charles on my show too. Actually, ADA's not doing as well as some of the other stuff, but Bitcoin is up, and that's all. Right now, all I really care about is Bitcoin and Ethereum. So hopefully we do get that $15,000 Bitcoin, or excuse me, Ethereum price target. That would be awesome. Some other little things that we should look at over here is, according to the Cobb letter, 700 million worth of leveraged shorts have been liquidated in the last 24 hours. And a lot of people are comparing this to what happened on August 10th because of the high amount of liquidation. So if you want to get wrecked and you want to get liquidated, I've got a Femex ref link down below. You can use that. I think you should do that because then I make money off of your stupidity. You shouldn't be using leverage. If you're not an experienced trader, you shouldn't be using leverage. We talk about it all the time. I mean, right, especially right now is the time to protect your capital. You should be. Really, really should be protecting your capital. And another thing too that kind of segues into it, prediction market volume hits record 702 million despite recent scrutiny. I want to talk about this, and we're going to get into the market structure and whatnot, but I think it's so dumb. Like there's some, I mean, one of the worst things that happened to society was the internet because everybody gets an opinion. But like, who cares? If somebody wants to do a prediction market, great. If they want to use leverage, great. Does it make them stupid? It could make them stupid if they make stupid choices, but who cares? Who cares? People like prediction markets because they're more transparent. You can kind of see what's going on, and they're easier to look at than an order book. Because when you look at an order books are like there's all this stuff going on, all these things going on, and they can be hard. Like I remember the first time I looked at an order book, I was like, holy F, what is going on? So that's why people like prediction markets, because look how simple this is. Will Bitcoin be above $150,000? By what? February 1st, or excuse me, what price will Bitcoin hit in January? 150,000, 130, whatever. Either yes or no. Yes or no. And it's cool because it's transparent because you can see where a lot of people are placing their opinions. So I don't see the issue with prediction markets. People like to call it gambling, but they're just a bunch of musty crotches, I feel like, at that time. Or they just want something to be upset about, but whatever. Next, across the top 500 cryptocurrencies, the latest move triggered the largest short liquidation event since 1010. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. And this is according to Glassnode. So unfortunately, that sucks because people got liquidated. They got wrecked. That's never a fun thing that we'd like to see happen, but it did happen. So with that being said, if you don't have a good track record and you're getting liquidated, you should probably stop leverage trading and just buy and hodl or do whatever works for you. But obviously it's not working. So that's unfortunate to see, but that's crazy business over here. Then Santiment came out and basically said they were kind of talking about what they're seeing with their data, because charts do matter to an extent. But basically said retail FOMO is coming in if Bitcoin teasing $100,000 in the next few days. And I agree with that. I think if Bitcoin does hit $100,000, retail will come back in, because that's generally when retail, or when a lot of other people come back, is when price is already high, because it caught their interest and they start feeling the fear of missing out. And then they also said that a lot of fear means price usually goes up. So there's that. But anyways, that's what's going on with that stuff. But let's go ahead and do a shout out to our partner today, over at Arculus. So shout out to Arculus for being a partner of the O Show, everything crypto every single day. And I've been working with Arculus on and off since 2020. Actually went to Miami with them way back in the day. I mean, they've got a great product, great team. I've met all the people over there multiple times, but cold storage is incredibly important. We don't talk about it enough because it's not sexy and it's not fun. And it can be a little bit complicated at times, but that's okay. And Arculus does make it easy. And again, you should be using cold storage 24/7, 365. You should never leave your stuff on exchanges, and you should have multiple cold storage devices. Okay. So Arculus offers next-gen cold storage for your crypto and NFTs, and they keep your private keys offline and protected. With the Arculus card and Arculus app, your assets remain safe with advanced 3-factor authentication, not 2-factor authentication. And they support over 10,000 cryptocurrencies across 27 chains, which I absolutely love, because again, we've got a lot of chains. Back in 2017, when I first started, it was like Bitcoin and Ethereum and maybe a couple other ones, but nothing like 27 chains. And you can connect your favorite DeFi platform, swap, send, and trade with ease. No cables, no passwords, or Bluetooth needed. And if you're interested, you could use code WENDY20 for 20% off. So make sure to follow them on all socials, and all the links will be in the description. description. And I have them on the website as well, but you do have to use Wendy20 for 20% off. So again, thank you so much to Arculus for partnering with the O Show. Now, let's go ahead and get into the not sexy part of the show, but the most important part of the show and what's actually happening with crypto market legislation. And again, today I will put out a second media piece for you guys at 2 p.m. PT, kind of wrapping all of this up. Yesterday, we really kind of focused on what BlackRock's doing. I think because Jerome Powell's under investigation, Rick Ryder from BlackRock is currently one of the choices for potentially replacing Powell. And if this guy from BlackRock, Rick, becomes the chair, that would make me even more incredibly bullish on Bitcoin. Because again, he comes from BlackRock. So you know that all these people, that's just one big circle jerk. That's all it is. It's one massive big circle jerk. And all these people are going to be doing favors for their friends because that's how politics works. So not only will we get lowered interest rates, but we're going to get someone who's the Fed chair. And this is if this happens, that is bullish on Bitcoin, or that's bullish on basically every product that BlackRock has. So I would follow what what they do very closely if this guy does come in. So go back and watch that to get updates from yesterday. But we got to talk about some things. So this U.S. Senate could wipe out $6 billion in crypto rewards this week by closing one specific loophole. And this is 100% correct. Okay. And it could be between about 6 and 10 billion in stablecoin rewards. And this would be at current time today. Not so much in the future, because I want to say you talked about 88 stablecoins that are yield-bearing stablecoins. It was either 88 or 77 that launched last year. And stablecoins are a very pivotal, important part of DeFi. And the reason why the banks don't want them is because this is a really great chart that Omar had put up, so I'm using it. But they basically said, it kind of broke everything down. I was too lazy to pull it up myself. But monthly rate cap information is of December 15, 2025. So these are the interest rates, the national deposit rates, the yield, okay? So basically for savings, you get 0.39%, interest 0.07%, and money market 0.58%. The spread, bank profits, why banks don't want to pay yield, which they did a great job at this, Treasury yields. So the banks are really taking, instead of paying you 3% and them just making a little bit on the back end, they are making like 3-4 times more than what than what you're getting paid. These, you're not even getting 1%. And this is why they want to attack DeFi. This is why they want to attack stablecoins, because they don't want to pay that out. Because what they're doing is they pay all their big guys lots of money. They don't pay the customer service people. They all outsource. They only pay them a little bit of money. They make us, we're forced to put our money into a bank account and then they loan it out. So that's exactly why they don't want to pay on stablecoin yields. It's absolutely disgusting. So I hope that changes and the people that are representing us fight for us. I had someone in the comments ask me the other day, Wendy, where can we write in about this? Baby, I told you, I've been screaming about this stuff for months, that you need to write and start respectfully demanding from your public servants now. It's a little bit late, but you can still try. So basically, the bill decides if stablecoin rewards are legal or should be banned. Banks want the affiliate loophole closed, saying platform rewards act like bank deposits. Exchange want rewards to remain legal if paid from their own funds as loyalty incentives. So banks say nope, exchanges say yes, because exchanges are smart enough and they know that, hey, you know what? We can go ahead and use a DeFi protocol here, which again, there's risk associated. It's never free money. There's always a risk associated. Go back to the crypto contagion that happened like 2022-ish, okay? But crypto exchanges are smart enough to be like, hey, we can use this DeFi protocol and we can get and again, just throwing numbers out there, we could get 10% back and pay you 5%. They're smart. They'll at least do a substantial amount. The banks, this is what the banks will give you. Less than 1%, okay? So that's what the big fight is about. It's about their bottom line. The banks are scared and they should be scared, but we'll see who has more power, really. The bill will clarify if reward rules apply to only issuers or also platforms, partners, or affiliates. If rewards are restricted, exchanges could lose a major tool for growing stablecoin balances. They could. And it'll also impact their bottom line. And it'll also, right now, exchanges are kind of trying to get people to convert over from their banks in a way. And most exchanges that stick around, they will essentially become crypto banks. And that's going to really, really impact their ability to get customers over. Me personally, I would gladly switch over my bank to a crypto exchange that was all FDIC insured, that paid more in yield. I would. And I don't see a problem. Like right now, it's so hard. Even when we do like the partnerships for different exchanges, it's incredibly hard to get people to switch over from their exchange. And people are not going to want to switch over from their bank to a crypto exchange unless it actually makes sense. And again, it's going to have to be FDIC sure. It's going to have to be exactly like a bank. This is all coming in the future. It's not happening really right now, but we're building the pathway for that. That's what's happening. Okay. Now, next one, the docket over here. It's more into the legislation stuff. So Ellie put out a really great update about what's going on with this. So the crypto market structure bill goes through both the Senate committees. The banking committee oversees the SEC and securities. Agriculture oversees the CFTC and commodities. Too many entities. Really, really too many. The legislation requires action from both. Each committee drafts and marks up its own bill before merging for a full Senate vote, and Senate banking markup is tomorrow. Agricultural markup has been pushed to the end of the month. And remember how we had that 48 hours to kind of make a statement on it? But apparently senators on the banking committee submitted 137 amendments to last night's text, which was yesterday, according to multiple sources from Ellie. So basically, they had like 200 and something pages. That was like a counter from one of the sides. And they had to review it in like 48 hours. And this is like, once you get legislation passed, and again, there's more steps to go, but it's like, once you get legislation passed, it is so hard to get it overturned. So all this is incredibly important. And what they're doing is disgusting. They're not only putting like multiple different things in there, instead of them being single issue bills, but they're putting multiple different things in hundreds and hundreds of papers, not in plain English. So most of us that read it are not going to understand it. Thank God we have AI. But really at the end of the day, that's not a net positive. It's a bad thing. This is our livelihoods these people are playing with, and we're funding their salaries, which is why I'm just like, F all the public politicians. But they have submitted 137 amendments. Pretty sick, right? Senate crypto bill can mark biggest financial surveillance expansion since the Patriot Act, says Galaxy. I'm probably going to get dinged for that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. This is actually important too, and this is what I talk about when we're like, okay, single issue vote or single issue bill. Okay, so basically, they warned that the market structure bill could be the largest expansion of financial surveillance, which gives the public servants more power to detect and prevent the big T word. But is it really? Because JP Morgan, I forget what bank it was. I don't want to say JP Morgan, but what was that bank that was like involved with the e-files and like got slap on the wrist, and then they manipulated the markets with precious metals, slap on the wrist, and then people do terrible things all day long, and everything's being decriminalized in many states across the U.S. But they care about the T word. This includes monitoring communications and financial transactions. Alex Thorne from Galaxy says the Treasury can gain new powers over crypto, including freezes and sanction extensions and AML rules for DeFi. That's going to be bearish and bad. Let me tell you something. I was using an exchange. I won't tell you what exchange it is, but I use them since I first got into crypto. And I had a client that had sent me, because sometimes I get paid in crypto cash. It kind of depends what it is, because I do lots of things. I just don't do the YouTube stuff. This is what you guys see me doing. But I do lots of consulting and different things behind the scenes. I do public speaking, all kinds of stuff. So a client had sent me some crypto to the exchange because I pay my crypto taxes, and that was what we needed to do. I had the invoice, I had the contract, I had everything. They froze my stuff. And it's been frozen for 3 years now. The account's closed, all of it. Even though I provided all the important documentation. And the reason why I'm bringing this up and the reason why it's relevant, can you imagine, and we're talking about a CBDC that's happening, okay, in digital identity. Can you imagine just getting like getting like, let's say for example, you do a little side, you're blue collar worker, you do a little electrical work for somebody after work, which most blue collar guys do. It's part of the industry. You do the side hustles. That's how you build wealth. That's why there's so many wealthy blue collar workers, is because they do jobs after work. That's a whole story for another time. But anyways, that's how they're able to gain wealth. And even people in professions too, they do, a lot of people have multiple side jobs. So you do a multiple side job, but you forget to get an invoice, you forget to get something, or you transact with something that might have done something bad that you didn't know they do anything bad, but they're just paying you. Let's say they went and they robbed a bank, but they hired you to build a fence, and then they send you some of that money, and then you get in trouble. Those are the types of things that's exactly what they're warning about. And it's not your fault because you didn't know. It's not your job to do a background check on everybody you work for. Who does that? Not everybody. But yeah, those are the types of things that we're seeing happen. Anyways, Shout out to Ripple. They have secured their preliminary electronic money institution license approval from Luxembourg Commission de Surveillance. So it's from the Luxembourg regulator. They can now scale Ripple payments across the EU with institutional grade infrastructure. And the goal is to help institutions move from pilots to commercial scale and bridge legacy finance with digital asset ecosystem. Love it. So again, Ripple continues to make moves and they continue to do things overseas and they continue to get all of the regulatory requirements because they're no longer being unjustly attacked. You see how easy it is to operate within the constraints of the law? Not only if you would know what the law is, but you're not getting unjustly sued. Yeah. So you can keep calling for Harris and for the Waltz and all of that stuff. And I really wish some of you would have had that because Bitcoin and crypto would have pumped like crazy and then we would have been banned in the US, but I digress. This is a cool thing about Ethereum and I will continue to shill Ethereum because I'm a big bag holder and that's what we do. So Ethereum wallet creation hit a new all-time high, averaging 327,000 new wallets per day. Lower fees after the Fxcking upgrade made Ethereum more affordable and easier to use. So one of the things I will say is you can use AI. You can use Claude AI to create wallets, to do all kinds of stuff. So these types of stories are not going to matter as much anymore in the future because you can use AI to do all this stuff. It was important way back when, like last year before AI took over to wallet track and whatever, but now it's not going to be super important. Bitwise launched C-Link, which is an ETF. So shout out to them. And again, Chainlink is one of those projects that actually has real utility that I not only hold, but I've got on my watch list and we talk about a lot because I think that it's pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Algo Foundation returns to the U.S. amid friendlier crypto regulations. Good for them. I'm happy to see this. Somebody was bitching at me. Oh my God, you did talk about Algo. Well, it hasn't been in the news, so we did. But yeah, they're reloading their headquarters from Singapore to Delaware. Singapore would seem prettier to me, but I guess if you want to go to Delaware, we're just happy to have them back in the States. A new board was appointed with finance, crypto, and regulatory experts to guide operations, and they focus on payments, asset tokenization, and infrastructure. So that would probably be another one I would put on the watch list. And I do hold a little bit of Algo. But again, these are the types of things that we like. Anchorage Digital will be working with XDC Network and Foundation. Cool, good for them. SUI was down for 2 hours, which sucks. Not good, but it happened, and they're fine. Grayscale adds AI and DeFi consumer tokens to asset lists in consideration. This is an important story. 27 digital assets. Let me see if we got that over here. Consumer and culture products, in turn, Aria Protocol and Playton. I don't know what a lot of these are, but I would probably pay attention to what they have on their list. Because remember, Grayscale is something you don't want to really fade. See cash pumped like crazy. So I'd probably see that. Also, too, shout out to the dog army. Dog is finally, looks like it's getting listed on Coinbase, which about time. And shout out to Leo. Shout out to the entire community. And I still got my dog. I got to find the keys for that wall, though. But I got it somewhere. And shout out to Coinbase for finally listening to their people. Like, seriously. So this is wonderful news. We absolutely love to see it. But yeah, it's going to be going to the main Coinbase app that 100+ million people use. So congratulations, honestly, to the entire dog community. That's another meme coin that's up there pretty nicely with like Floki and whatever. The community is just awesome. And I think it's a really cool project and I hold it. So yeah, that's what's going on with the news today. I hope that we continue to pump. I hope we're like back in bull market mode again. Like I know I said I wanted to see us flip above 94,000 into support, which we're doing that, and I want us to sustain there, but just continue that upward trajectory. And I think if we continue to get bullish news coming from market structure, things will continue to pick up. And again, I'm really at this point, I'm just here to make money. I just want to make money. I just want to enjoy my life. And make money, no drama, because there's too much drama in this space. Or maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know. But that's what's going on with the news. And yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you all love and light. And I'm going to do market structure update for you guys at 2 p.m. PT. And then I'll do a complete news wrap at 6 p.m. PT. So thank you guys so much for rocking with me. Shout out to Gamer and to everybody else that popped in today. But yeah, I got to get going. Lawrence says about, yeah, from chocolate. I had some fancy marshmallows from Beverly Hills. They're so good. I have one left. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I have to go back to the doctor for my lupus and whatnot. It just sucks because like when I go, they're like, oh, you can take, they want me to take like, they don't even want to give me the right pills for it. They want to give you like, they'll literally want to put you on antidepressants. It's either birth control or antidepressants for women. For men, it's just antidepressants. I don't even know what they prescribe men, but it's like, that's not going to fix the issue. And people are like, oh, your diet. I ate, yesterday I had steak, eggs, and pineapple, and I was experiencing the most exhaustion in my life. And I actually got a lot of nerve pain yesterday. It was crazy. I was like, but I did go to the thrift store for a little bit. I forced myself and I came home. But I'm actually starting to get the exhaustion starting to peak on me again. So I'm going to try to finish up my work, finish up my taxes because we're already working on that. And then like go take a nap until I got to go get my kid and we got to run like 9 million errands. But anyways, love you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.